For Jerry Garcia, there were tributes all the way from the sidewalks of San Francisco
I'm more numb right now than anything else.
to the halls of the United States Congress.
I got called out of a meeting and was told the news, and I felt like I'd been kicked in the stomach.
By the 1990s, Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead should perhaps have been museum pieces. But instead, these survivors of the psychedelic 60s just kept packing them in.
It was the best example of how music can affect others' lives. It was the best example of how music can penetrate every age, every strata of society and make us as one. And to the extent that so few artists can do that, and the fact that they've done it over so many years makes it special for all of us. I think the Grateful Dead were and are and will always be incredibly unique because it wasn't dependent upon any one generation. It wasn't dependent on any age.
Hey, what the is that?
For Jerry Garcia, the goal was not to make records. It was to play music live, to improvise, make every performance different.
He wanted to be a good musician, and you know, on the good days, you know, he was a great musician.
I think I would like to be known as a guy who had a pretty good time while he was here. You know, I don't care to be. I find it cumbersome to think that there's going to be a me here after I'm gone. In terms of, I don't care if my works survive, you know, or anything like that. I'm not really that attached to my own work, and in fact, that is sort of embarrassing in a way. You know, it's kind of like. I'd kind of like to take every trace of me with me when I go, so that everybody can reinvent some other person that would be me.
The girl I love, she's sweet and true. The dress she wears, sweet mama, is big and blue.
But millions are attached to Garcia's work. The Grateful Dead is the top live band in the United States, grossing $50 million last year. And their fans, the Deadheads, are legendary.
Oh, it's like the Gypsies. You know, we get together. It's a tribal stomp.
Though Garcia spent much of his life fighting drug abuse, that was not the only legacy of the 60s he kept alive.
That's something from the 1960s is hope, is love, is peace, is creativity. Those are wonderful ideals.
What we're thinking about is a peaceful planet. We're not thinking about anything else. We're not thinking about any kind of power. We're not thinking about any of those kind of struggles. We're not thinking about revolution or war or any of that. That's not what we want. Nobody wants to get hurt. Nobody wants to hurt anybody. We would all like to be able to live an uncluttered life, a simple life, a good life, you know, and like think about moving the whole human race ahead a step.
It's all right.
From counterculture to mainstream, America is grateful to have had Jerry Garcia.
At the twilight's last gleaming,
John Blackstone, CBS News, San Francisco.
stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, they proved through the night
And finally today, Deadheads around the world are mourning the loss of their leader. Grateful Dead guitarist and lead singer Jerry Garcia died Wednesday at a California drug treatment center of an apparent heart attack. He was 53. The Grateful Dead has been one of the world's top-drawing concert acts for nearly 3 decades. As Casey Wyan reports, Garcia leaves behind not only his music, but also a successful business venture.
Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead symbolized the 1960s world of psychedelic counterculture. That image belies the band's business world success. The Grateful Dead and Garcia sold nearly $250 million in concert tickets since 1990 alone.
I need a miracle every day.
I'd say they were the most representative of an act that really didn't have hit singles or hit albums. I mean, they sold moderately well, but really his success stemmed from touring, and that's where their money came from.
Business success dependent on loyal Deadheads. The Grateful Dead encourages fans to record concerts. Other bands strictly forbid that, fearing bootleg tapes would hurt album sales. The Grateful Dead used to tolerate unauthorized merchandise sales, but in 1993, the band took that business for itself and has filed several federal lawsuits stopping bootleg vendors. The band said it was concerned about quality, not profit. The Grateful Dead even has a pension plan for its roadies. Jerry Garcia had his own business empire outside the band. He designed neckties that are smash hits.
The neckties have been very successful. They are considered the #1 selling category of neckties today at the better department store level. We've sold over 2.5 million ties to date.
Visitors to Los Angeles can stay at the Beverly Prescott Hotel's $300 a night Jerry Garcia suite. And if they're hungry, Ben & Jerry's has Jerry Garcia ice cream. Co-founder Ben Cohen told CNN Garcia and the Dead stood for freedom and peace and caring, and that's how they tried to run their business. In spite of that, they probably made a lot more money than most groups. A business legacy fans hope will also survive. Casey Wyan, CNN Business News, Los Angeles.
And that's Business Day for Thursday.